Happy June, everyone. Rachel Warner, Topps' nutrition and fitness editor. So guess what? This month's recipe is our Matcha Morning Magic smoothie. It first appeared in the SSS feature that ran way back in the January-February issue of Topps News of 2024. So we're bringing it back, y'all, for this month's recipe of the month. Okay, this one is actually short and sweet. It's so easy to assemble. It's quick. You can make it less than what it's called for because the recipe calls for 2 servings. If you want to increase it, it's easy to double it. It's easy to cut in half, which you're going to see me do today. It just has literally less than 5 ingredients, so yay for that as well. So super budget friendly. Okay, one tip I want to mention that we didn't actually even have the space to include when the recipe ran in Topps News is that, so you'll notice, I'm going to come in close so y'all can see. So this doesn't say this in the recipe, but I'm gonna give you a little tip. If you're someone who doesn't have a whisk, but you have the matcha powder for this, if you're gonna make matcha tea at home, they almost always recommend whisking it in some way, shape, or form, or you're using a little bamboo brush. But let's say you're I don't know that I'm a big matcha fan. I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna be drinking tea, right? But I know I'm gonna make this smoothie over and over again. What you could do is take the powder and just take some time to dilute it in an oat milk or a low fat or skim milk, right? And just let it chill in the fridge. You could just mix it up, stir it with a spoon and let it sit. That's kind of what I did here, as you can see. So there's my lovely little green magic. Remember now, matcha is caffeinated. So if for some reason you're someone who needs no or low caffeine, I'm not sure if they make a low caffeine matcha powder, but I'm sure with anything, you could Google it to do a general search. Or like I said, your goal, maybe you cut the recipe in half. This only calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons, but you could go down even less. I mean, now if you're not supposed to have caffeine at all, you would have to look for a decaffeinated version of matcha. So like I said, I already have mine diluted, even though that's not something you have to do, but that was a little pro tip I wanted to share. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in my blender. Ta-da! And then one of the other things it calls for is you're gonna see is frozen fruit. 1/4 of a cup of frozen bananas, a frozen cup, well, not a full cup, but 1/4 of a cup of frozen mango or peaches. Now, I'm only making 1 serving for myself right now, so I'm doing 1/4 of a cup total of frozen fruit. That's another little pro tip I wanted to share with all of you. One of the ways to kind of save yourself time, if you're someone that you're gonna be making a lot of smoothies in the warmer months, usually when you buy frozen fruit, they come in larger size bags, or oftentimes they do, especially if you buy a bag that's a blended mix of fruits. Just take some time, take some small Ziploc bags or little small airtight containers with lids and just divvy it up ahead of time. If hey, I need 1/4 of a cup here, I need 1/2 a cup here, or a full cup, and just go ahead and have them pre-assembled in your freezer. Just make sure you date them so you remember how long it's been in the freezer for. But that's a great tip just to save yourself some time with quick assembly. Okay, yogurt. Recipe calls for low fat. You could also do a no fat Greek yogurt or do a non-dairy yogurt like I'm getting ready to do, since y'all know I'm plant-based. So here we go. Oh my gosh, I love yogurt. Now you're also gonna wanna make sure you buy your yogurt unsweetened if possible. We call for Greek yogurt, but again, this, because of the fruit that's in there, if you're someone who needs to watch your glycemic intake or the amount of carbs, just make sure added sugars you're intaking throughout the day, because there's not a ton of carbs in this that aren't sugar, obviously, but it's something, again, just to make note of, okay? Especially if you change any of the ingredients anyway, just know it's obviously, once again, as I always like to remind y'all, it's gonna change the nutritional analysis that comes with the recipe. Okay, so I don't waste food, and I love this yogurt, so I went ahead and licked that right off the spoon. Last but not least, you have the option of putting in a little bit of honey, which is in the recipe. You could also use just a smidge of maple syrup or agave. Now remember, we say anywhere from 1/2 or a full teaspoon, but I'm gonna tell you, if you use both types of fruit, or let's say you're putting a full cup of fruit in, if you're making 6 servings instead of just the 2 that the basic recipe is for, I'm really gonna recommend probably going easy or leaving it out altogether with the added sweetener, and then you could decide to add literally just a dollop into the glass if you feel it still needs a little bit of sweetener after that. So that's it. I told you, short and sweet, super budget friendly. Here comes my lid on top of my blender. We're ready to rock and roll. You hear a little beep. Uh-oh, I went too far with the lid. There we are, okay. Got to get it to my smoothie setting. Now my blender is pretty sensitive and it'll say like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But honestly, this is something that usually, especially unless you decide to add in some ice, you could add in some extra ice cubes if you want it like super cold. But other than that, really probably no more than like 1 minute, 2 minutes max, especially if you're only making 1 or 2 servings, and you're probably good to go. So you can hear. Real time with y'all. Okay. I'm probably going to pause it soon. I'm going to let it run for another like 10 to 20 seconds. I feel like house music. Come along with me at home. Okay. We're going to stop it there. Oh my gosh. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you want it to be that fun green color, I'm just going to scoop a little of this out so y'all can see. Ooh. I actually need to blend it a little bit longer, but I'm gonna tilt so you can see. There you go. I only made the 1 serving, but as you can see, that's in there. I definitely need to blend it a little bit more. My fruit is not completely blended. But yeah, I definitely didn't need any added sweetener in this. This turned out perfect. Just with like 1/4 cup of frozen fruit, I'm good to go. So that's it. That's your morning magic. If you tried this recipe, please leave us a comment in the notes. Let us know if there are any recipes you are looking to healthify for the summer months. And because we love suggestions, we're always like looking for different things that we can share with you. If not in a recipe of the month video here on YouTube, then either maybe like on an Instagram short, or like it could be in a future feature on Tops News. How cool would that be? Like actually see one of your ideas in the print magazine. So get in touch with us. We love hearing from our members. So, and then keep chatting with us. Don't forget about Facebook. That's probably our most active social media channel. And we love, again, getting comments or notes as far as any of our content or what y'all have gone on this summer too, as far as healthy living tips. We will see you next month with another recipe of the month video. And don't forget about our YouTube Shorts channel, because actually the most recent video there is about how to eat more hydrating fruit this summer. So, and that's a 1 minute healthy living tip. Have a wonderful rest of this month, and I'll see you in July.